Hello and welcome back to this week's video. This week I'm back from my trip away. Last week I wasn't able to upload because I was out camping out west with a few mates, going out to some towns that I've never been to and going further away from the coast than I've probably ever been before. And that was really exciting and quite cool. There'll be heaps of photos of that coming and maybe a short video talking through some of the images I took and where they were. I didn't take very much footage, so there won't be like a process video as such. I'll just be talking through some of the images. I've got over, I think about 8 or 9 rolls to develop and more 35mm than I normally shoot as well, so that'll be interesting. They're all going to be very happy, snappy and a lot less, I guess, creative, the images. I really wanted to document rather than try and create something that was special for other people's eyes, more special for me than anything. So it was really cool to be able to go out and just take photos a bit more freely and a bit more nonchalantly. It was very relaxed. So after the trip I came home and there was lots of mail waiting for me, which was really exciting. I had ordered a fair few photo books, maybe 6 or 7, I think about 6 photo books. There's some good ones in there. Got some Vivian Maier, got some Diane Arbus. I've got some more theory-based books as well to go through. I'm kind of setting myself a few tasks that every 2 months I have to read at least one book on art theory or photography, just to keep some ideas flowing and make sure that I understand why I'm doing what I'm doing and being a bit more intentional with my photography rather than just going ham with it and just taking photos for the sake of taking photos. It's not why I want to do it. I want to be intentional about the work that I have. So I want to learn. So that's why I got some of these books here. I will probably do some kind of review on YouTube of them because I think it's beneficial to know why you're taking photos. It's very important. So yeah, that's why I got some of these books here. Getting bitten by an ant. So one of the best things about stepping away and going on a trip like I just did was the fact that I could only relax. I could only do so much photography work. I wasn't in the studio, I wasn't looking at photos, I wasn't looking at Instagram. It was really refreshing to have that step away from everything. I think it's important to have breaks, especially in creative processes, because it's really hard to keep going and keep going and keep going. And these things come in waves. In the last 3 months, I felt like I couldn't really make any photos. Now I feel reinvigorated and ready to go back and start making work that means something to me and that hopefully can mean something to someone else. And now that I've got all of these photo books sitting around, there's more chance for me to sit down with a book and a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and just take some stuff in and start reminding what interesting photos look like and just getting that whole, that view of what people think is good and just drinking in some work that has been considered and curated and learn from what other people have done. So I think I'm really excited about this. Is the first time I've ever bought photo books on scale. So I can sit down and really dig in over the next little while and really have a look at these works. Hopefully make more videos on that in the future as well. Some more in-depth stuff about photographers once I learn a little bit about their work as well as view a fair bit of it as well. And I just want you guys to remember that this is just my process. And what I hope to do in these videos is give you a chance to find your own creative process. Learn what works for you, learn what doesn't. That's the only aim of me trying to sit here and talk about what works for me and what I've been doing and what I'm going through is to spark something in you to get you out there and maybe just over the edge to make one better photo or go out and make photos more often or whatever it is that works for you. I want you to find things from my process that can work for you. It's just a way of trying to share ideas of how to make photos better, I guess. That's the whole point of this channel, is to try and get you to take ideas from maybe what I do or what I say, to try and better your own photography or get inspired to do something on your own, because it's not necessarily tips that I'm teaching you, it's just talking through my process, which I find is so helpful when a photographer says how they do it rather than what it means. There's all this talk in the high art world of what the photograph means. I'm more interested in how it was taken, the process in which it was taken, what it was taken with, how it was printed, how it was thought about during the act of actually taking the photo. That is what is interesting to me. So that's the reason that I've made this channel, is to hope that I can get that kind of across to other people and experiment with different processes myself to see what makes the process of making photos better. That is enough of a spiel. I think that's it for this video. All I really wanted to tell you guys is that I've got a bunch of new stuff, which is super exciting and really great to get me inspired to get ready and go. And I think that's something that you should consider, is getting a photo book, at least one this month. And then the other thing is that I really have enjoyed taking time off from creative process. And I think that maybe in the future for you, you should also consider taking that time and realizing that it's not always going to work. Everything that you do, your photos, you're not always going to like them. Your editing, you're not always going to nail it. Your scanning, you might not be bothered to do it so often. There's these flows and energy that you get where it's either on or it's not, and sometimes not everything's aligned. So just consider that when you're going into work, and sometimes you can let yourself have a break, and it's good for you. Thank you for watching this video. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you again. I'm glad to be back. I'm super excited. There's some great new videos coming out in the next few weeks. I'm going to review that trip that I just took, and then I'm going to do my first 4x5 exposures on my brand new camera. That is overwhelmingly exciting. So thank you for watching. Cheers.